we could do a mass delete of a bank feed. So the goal of this actual video is actually to generate a CSV file which will contain the details required to delete those bank feeds. So this request was is from some consultants that have created a import function using XML. So basically it's the classic bank transaction import. So just think about that. That one is it's older technology that is it's it's going to be supported into the future, but yeah, there's I shouldn't say there's an expiry date, but just bring that to your attention. It is the classic import, and their requirement is a function that is able to delete the bank transactions they've imported because there's quite a large number. Okay, so this is just a slide just to give you details of when this was recorded. It's and the version of Intacct that I did the testing in. So in this agenda or in this video, we're just going to talk about the components required for this mass delete function. And then I'm going to focus on how we create a menu item which would generate this CSV file that we can use for deleting. Okay, so the mass delete function, it comprises of two components. The first component is a custom object. And with that custom object, there is a trigger that will delete a bank feed. So we need like the ID of the bank feed to do the deletion. So the idea is we're going to import the bank feeds into this custom objects, and that trigger will be that the deletion will be triggered. So this training, I'm not going to show you how that's done because the consultant that requested this already knows how to do that. So reach out to me if you need a recording for that. So the focus of this recording or this training is to create this menu item which will allow us to create this CSV file. Okay, so I'm just going to go to my Intacct screen, and we have the Intacct screen, and I'll just do a quick demo of what I'm going to deliver. So basically, I've got this application called Tools, and there's a menu item in this application. So it's called Bank Feeds. I click on this, and it's just basically just for proof of concept, I'm just querying all the bank feeds. So it brings it up on this screen. Then I can click on Save to CSV. So if I save to CSV, I already did that in the testing. So I'm just going to open up that Excel file, and it's on the other screen. I'll just drag it across, and you can see here it's got the record ID, which we can use for deleting. And I understand one of the criteria that the consultant used to import the transactions was this file name. So what he can do in the query is actually add some filters and choose the columns that he wants to include in this file. We definitely need to filter these bank feeds because I just included all bank feeds, but I can see here from the feed type, we're including cloud transactions that have originated from the Sage cloud, and those cannot be deleted. Okay, so I'm just shut that down. So this is basically what we're going to be doing. Okay, so to achieve that, firstly, what we need to do is we need to go to the configuration. So when we're making calls from within the Intacct application, you do need to add in the security section authorization for web services authorization. We need to add this Ajax. Okay. So when you add that Ajax, that will allow these Ajax calls to be made from within Intacct. So basically, I'm going to platform services and I'm going to create a blank menu item. So if I just go to applications, you saw in the demo that I went to the tools application. That's an application I've already created. And for the consultant that requested this, he would have an application already developed to import the bank transactions. So essentially what we're doing is we're going to go into that application or a application, and we're going to add a new menu item by clicking this new menu item. So I've done this already. It's over here. So I'm just going to edit this. And we give a name for that menu item. And the important thing here is the menu type is generic. So that's basically all we need to do here. So we're just going to save this, and the menu item we need has already been created. So the next thing we need to do is we need to go in to the admin and give ourselves access to that menu item. So I'm using role-based permissions. So I'm just going into the role-based permissions, and I'm going to the application that I added the menu item to, that's tools. So I'm just going to permissions, and you can see here, I have to give myself access to that menu item. Okay. And we save, of course. And of course, we have to refresh the browser. That's to bring the changes to the menu item, make it available. So now I'm just going to go to that application, and I'm going to click on the that generic menu item. So you won't see this because I've added this because this one's already created. But essentially, you'll see a blank page, and you're going to click on edit this page. And then what you do is over here onto the left, you see this section of things that you can create on that page. And what we want to do is add a new script component. So essentially, I'm just going to drag this. I'm just going to click on this and drag it over to the page, and you'll see this script component. I'm going to edit the script component, and what we're going to do is we're just going to paste this, this XML code into this area. So this text will be included in the comments of this video. So essentially what we have here is we've got a query, and we're going to return it in CSV format. So this is just proof of concept. I'm just querying, getting all the fields, all the records for that XML bank feed. So now definitely you need to filter this out. We don't want to include the cloud records, and so you can hard code that in the query here, or you can become more sophisticated and let the user, the person that clicks into the function, choose the selection criteria. So this is set the proof concept. It's quite simple. So the idea is we're including two buttons. Like this is HTML type, code, and this is the results, that text area that we're showing, and basically that on the click of this button to show the bank feeds, we're going to run a script. And essentially what that script is to run the code at the top, okay, and return it into the text area. Okay, so the next part of it is you click on this save function, and that's going to save the context of that text area into a CSV file. So essentially, that's how we create this menu item. So I'm just going to escape out of this or cancel out of this. So yeah, so after you save that, you'll get this screen. Okay, so thanks for your attention. I'm going to stop the recording